Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Radhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Shodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Dari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Hare Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shyama Sundara, Radha Shyama Sundara Radhe. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Anita Gaura Haribo, 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 Nita Gaura Haribo. Nita Gaura Haribo, 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 Nita Gaura Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai. Now we'll do Premadvani praise, so everyone can put your forehead to the ground. Jai Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Stotra Sata His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON BPT Founder Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. प्रेम से को श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। गंगामयी की, यमुनामयी की, मायापुर धाम की जय, वृंदावन धाम की, तुलसी महारानी की, भक्ति देवी की, हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, Samved Bhakta Vrinda ki. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shubhadaya Kṛṣṇa Prasthaya Putulashmiti Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Sarasvati Devi Gauravane Pratacharine Shunyavadi Paschattyadashitarne Namo Mahavadnyaya Kṛṣṇa Prempadayate Kṛṣṇaya Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Namne Gaurtavishitma Namo Brahmandevaya Go Brahmani Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Kṛṣṇaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Kṛṣṇa. We are reading from chapter 16, Bhagavad Gita chapter 16. And the title of it, The Divine and Demoniac Natures. And we are having today text 23. śāstra-vidhim utsṛjya vartate kāma-kārataḥ na siddhim avāpnoti na sukham na parām gatim śāstra-vidhim utsṛjya vartate kāma-kārataḥ na siddhim avāpnoti na sukham na parām gatim. I'm sorry to interrupt. Prabhuji, sorry. Can this AC बंद कर सकते हो वो वाला बंद? śāstra-vidhim utsṛjya kāma-kārataḥ siddhim avāpnoti sukhaṁ śāstra-vidhim utsṛjya kāma-kārataḥ na siddhim avāpnoti na sukham na parām gatim. Utsṛjya. Avāpnoti. Na sukham na parām gatim. Kam na parām gatim. Avāpnoti. Na sukham na parām gatim. Okay, so word for word. Yaha. Anyone who śāstra-vidhim, the regulations of the scriptures, utsṛjya, giving up, vartate, remains, kāma-kārataḥ, acting whimsically in lust, na, never, saha, he, siddhim, perfection, avāpnoti, achieves, na, never, sukham, happiness, na, never, parām, the supreme, gatim, perfectional stage. Now translation and a purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. You can also repeat after me. He who discards spiritual injunctions and acts to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness, nor the supreme destination. And now it's purport. As described before, the śāstra-vidhi, or the direction of the Shastra, is given to the different castes and orders of human society. Everyone is expected to follow these rules and regulations. If one does not follow them and acts whimsically, according to his lust, greed, and desire, then he never will be perfect in his life. In other words, a man may theoretically know all these things, but if he does not apply them in his own life, then he is to be known as the lowest of mankind. In the human form of life, a living entity is expected to be sane and to follow the regulations given for elevating his life to the highest platform. But if he does not follow them, then he degrades himself. But even if he follows the rules and regulations and moral principles, and ultimately does not come to the stage of understanding the Supreme Lord, then all his knowledge becomes spoiled. And even if he accepts the existence of God, and if he does not engage himself in the service of the Lord, his attempts are spoiled. Therefore, one should gradually rise himself to the platform of Kṛṣṇa consciousness and devotional service. It is then and there that he can attain the highest perfectional stage, not otherwise. The word kāma-kārataḥ is very significant. A person who knowingly violates the rules acts in lust. He knows that this is forbidden, but still he acts. This is called acting whimsically. He knows that this should be done, but still he doesn't do it. Therefore, he is called whimsical. Such persons are destined to be condemned by the Supreme Lord. Such persons cannot have the perfection which is meant for the human life. The human life is specially meant for purifying one's existence, and one who does not follow the rules and regulations cannot purify himself, nor can he attain the real stage of happiness. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Staptitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Kṛṣṇa Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Kṛṣṇa Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu-padaya, Kṛṣṇa-vistaputoja, Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve, Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya-dashatarine, Jai Shri Krishna. Jai. So, we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 16, verse 23, chapter entitled Divine and Demoniac Natures. Yeah, and we are in text 23, and the text is, he who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his own whims attains neither perfection nor happiness, nor the supreme destination. So the translation says to act according to our own whims. So what does it mean to act according to our own whims? What does that mean? Act according what? What are the whims? And from previous verses we can understand. Just text 21 says, kāma-kārataḥ means that kāma, krodha and lobha, these are three things that tell us that it's whimsical. Lust means desire, anger and greed. Yeah? So lust, anger and greed. These are, how it's described here, these are the gateway to hell. The gateway to hell. Lust is predominantly in a Rajaguna. And what is the description? Activity in Rajaguna? It is, first looks like little good, nectar in the beginning, and then is suffering, misery, distress. So that sounds like gateway to hell. No? You do something and then you end up with suffering, distress, misery. So that's a gateway to hell. And okay, someone says, no problem, let that hell come later. I want to get my thing now. Yeah? I remember when I was already a little older than a child, some teenager, there was some cartoon. And one lazy cat was sitting on a tree and a little bit like mourning about life. And he's saying, oh, this whole world is going to burn. Everything is going to burn down. And then some butterflies passed by. So let's fly a little bit before it's burned. Yeah? So like that. So this is this Rajaguna. No problem what will happen later. We want that, even a little bit nectar, we want now. But why they say like that? Because they don't know that there is another option also that gives nectar at the end also. Yeah? So they have not yet have that consciousness. So how is this actually lust, the desires getting fulfilled? They are giving little nectar now and then gives that negative reaction or negative result, negative consequences. That lust, as we mentioned, it is predominantly in tamaguna, because every living entity is the living entity, the jiva, is emotional creature, emotional being. Yeah? We can say, sometimes we hear, it's like a particle of sun or a particles in the sun rays, but it's not just some impersonal sparks. It actually, the emotion is inherent in a jiva. And that emotion is prema. Jiva and prema can never be separated. Jiva is always loving Kṛṣṇa. This is the nature of jiva, of the soul, of the spiritual entity, spirit being. It is inherent. It comes as part of it. No? Like bird comes with wings, naturally. Bird comes with wings. Yeah? The fire comes with heat. The book comes with pages. If you don't take out pages, there is no book. Yeah? There cannot be book without pages. So cannot be jiva without prema. And the prema is what? Emotions. The prema are only emotions. Love for Kṛṣṇa. When these emotions, that pure milk-like prema, gets in touch with Rajaguna, becomes lust. Yeah? So that lust is the same prema, but not contaminated, covered by Rajaguna. And all that comes out through that covering is lust. For me. Previously, when jiva was pure, it was for Kṛṣṇa, now for me. Yeah? But when it comes with a touch with the mode of ignorance, becomes anger. This is written in Bhagavad Gita. So the anger is the same prema, but in tamaguna. So what shall we do now if I become angry? He said, no problem, it was prema. No, we don't say like that. When we exhibit it, we say it is tamas. Yeah, we see the tama because a covering is there. It's a perverted. Doesn't give pleasure to Kṛṣṇa. How supposed to be? So that's a situation in this material world. So how comes that these desires are not satisfied? Why do we have to have that situation, okay, I had all these desires, didn't get satisfied, I became angry. Why didn't get satisfied? Why my desires did not get satisfied? Why? Because it's not possible. Not a single desire in this material world can be 100% satisfied. That's why there always is some disappointment. And why they cannot be satisfied 100%? Why desires cannot be satisfied 100%? Let's see. Kṛṣṇa is unlimited Lord, unlimited. His desires, unlimited desires. What desires Jiva has here in this material world, conditioned state, living entity? Some few desires have, not unlimited desires. We can say, oh, you just have unlimited material desires. But it's not even unlimited. Kṛṣṇa, unlimited desires. That's why he needs unlimited gopis in a rasa dance. Because he has unlimited desires. Can they be fully satisfied? Yes. Can be fully satisfied. Why? Because Kṛṣṇa is completely self-sufficient. He doesn't need anything and anybody else in the whole creation to satisfy his unlimited desires. When we have a desire, we need some object to exploit and satisfy our desires. We depend on something external. That's why we can never be satisfied, because that external thing will never know what we exactly want. Kṛṣṇa, it is his desires, and he satisfies his desires. He knows exactly what he wanted, so he can satisfy. All his unlimited gopis, which satisfy his desires perfectly, are manifestations of him. Jivas, us, all who are sitting here, are also manifestations of Kṛṣṇa. Expansions of Kṛṣṇa, means that we have to satisfy his desires. This is our job. And those desires we can satisfy perfectly, then our desires will be satisfied also. This is the only way how our desires can be satisfied. If we have our desire for ourselves, cannot be satisfied, because it's not set like that. Our existence is meant to satisfy Kṛṣṇa's unlimited desires in unlimited ways. That's why there are unlimited individual jiva, because each jiva will have their own flavor, their own mood, their own bhava, how they will satisfy Kṛṣṇa. That's why he is a supreme enjoyer. He doesn't want one person to satisfy his desires. He wants all different varieties of unlimited number of entities to satisfy his unlimited desires. That's why Kṛṣṇa has no anger as such. Like we know the pastime, Bhrigu testing, who will be the Lord? Who is the Lord? Lord Brahma, insignificant mistake, angry. Lord Shiva, insignificant thing, to one you didn't look, to one you didn't say Haribol, to somebody you didn't do this, angry. He goes to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, kicks him in the chest. Can someone tell here in this hall, who will not become angry if someone comes and kicks you with a foot in the chest? Huh? You'll say, what do you mean? Yeah? Maybe you will not hit him back because you're scared. One more time he will kick you. No? But immediately you will run, oh, Prabhuji, no, there in office, temple president. No, this and that happened to me. No? You will tell the whole world, put on Facebook, this hit me in the chest. For 1 year you will remember. No? 1 year is minimum. But what did Vishnu did? He said, oh, I'm so sorry. I hope you didn't hurt your foot. My chest is so hard. Please forgive. Then he understood, yes. Because he's fully satisfied. Who can offend him? Can Putana offend Lord by wanting to kill him? Because no one can kill him. It's like a child playing, Child wants to push father, trying to push, cannot push. So for the father it's a fun. Look how his little baby trying to push, All the babies are cute, trying to walk, cannot walk, little puppy, trying, little stumbling, everyone is watching and looking, Or little monkey, looking mother lost, It's cute. So for Kṛṣṇa, this attempt, killing Putana, killing him, it's funny. It's like a joke. Why to get angry? No one can kill Kṛṣṇa. So that's Kṛṣṇa. There's no anger, there's no lust, because he is fully satisfied within himself, with all his expansions that actually are created by him, for him, to satisfy him fully as he wants. But Jiva cannot do that. That's why there is that anger, frustration, and greed. So the Jiva acts in that way, which means that same love what we have for Kṛṣṇa is covered by the modes. So we need to get out of those modes of nature. Why? Why do we need to get out of modes of nature? Then we will be relieved. Finally, there will be no nectar of a beginning, poison at the end. We'll be free. We'll be happy. Is that the reason why we need to get out of modes of nature? No. The reason we need to get out of the modes of nature is that discovered prema finally is uncovered and give full pleasure to Kṛṣṇa. As we just discussed, can our desires, our lust give pleasure to Kṛṣṇa? Material desires, material lust? No. Can our anger give pleasure to Kṛṣṇa? No. What is lust? What is anger? It's prema covered by rajas and tamas. Can prema give pleasure to Kṛṣṇa? No. Prema cannot give pleasure to Kṛṣṇa? Yes, that's the only thing that gives pleasure to Kṛṣṇa. So if our lust and anger is covered prema, what do we have to be uncovered? And we offer that to Kṛṣṇa. How do I uncover? How do I uncover? Can you now uncover? Can you uncover now? Can you? No. So how to uncover? So Kṛṣṇa says here in this verse, don't act whimsically. Follow the rules, regulations. That's a process of uncovering. If you know this has to be done, then you do. If you don't know this not to be done, don't do. This is what? Sattva guna. Goodness. And goodness is such a guna of material nature that the rajas and tamas, just very little, almost nothing is there. From that goodness, we can step to Shuddha Sattva, natural. Because in goodness we can see. All the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge in goodness. So that's why we get out of modes, and that's how we get out of modes, by these rules and regulations. We need to know. Otherwise, we only do the rules, regulations, then what happens? Waste of time. Rule and regulation is waste of time. By rules and regulations, we have to uncover that love of God. This is what Prabhupada said. If we follow the rules and regulations and moral principles, and we don't come to the stage of understanding the Supreme Lord, then all his knowledge becomes spoiled. So what is understanding and knowledge? Understanding means I'm sitting here in a chair and I'm like, I'm understanding Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa has 2 legs, 2 arms, he has yellow dhoti, he has one necklace, kaustuba gem, peacock. I understand Kṛṣṇa. Is that what means understand Kṛṣṇa? No? Understand Kṛṣṇa? If we don't understand Kṛṣṇa, our knowledge is spoiled. And what is knowledge? Bhagavad Gita says knowledge starts with humility and ends with devotional service. And what is devotional service? That is prema. Because love without activity is not love. If I sit on that chair and I tell you, I love you so much, and I just sit for 1 hour and I only tell you I love you, You don't feel any pleasure. But if I act in a nice way, I bring you maha today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I cook something for you, I invite you to go for a walk to Yamuna, then you will, and even if I never tell I love you, you start feeling, oh, this Mataji, some connection is there, no? It is like that. Activity automatically shows the love. There is no need of, I love you, I don't love you. No? Like that. And when this activity culminates in some point will come some kind of emotional saturation, then you can say, I love you so much. Thank you for that walk to Yamuna. It was so nice. Like that. It comes natural. Yeah? But the main ingredient of love is activity. That's why devotional service is the end of knowledge. The main aspect of knowledge. Means if devotional service is aspect of knowledge, means it is also symptom of knowledge, means it's symptom of love. So means to know Kṛṣṇa is to love Kṛṣṇa. And to love Kṛṣṇa is to serve Kṛṣṇa. So shortcut is to know Kṛṣṇa is to serve Kṛṣṇa. And if our rules, regulations and everything, or freedom of the rajas and tamas does not culminate in serve Kṛṣṇa, then there is no use. Shrama eva ki kevalam. It's all waste of time. Yeah? So that's why Prabhupada said one should raise gradually to the platform of Kṛṣṇa consciousness and devotional service. It is then and there that he can attain the highest perfectional stage and not otherwise. Yeah? So Prabhupada says in a purport, word kāma-kārataḥ is very significant. Yeah. So here he stresses that point, elaborates on acting according to the lust. We already discussed that. Yeah. So these persons who act whimsically, what happens to them? They cannot attain the perfection of human life. And Prabhupada says, these ones are classified like as naradama. Naradama. Yeah? The word naradama means the lowest of mankind. Those are which are the lowest of all people. Naradama. And why we cannot follow? Like I said, if I know what is forbidden, but I still do, and if I know that I have to do something, but still I don't do. Why we act like that? I know, yeah, I shouldn't do it, but I did it, and I did again, and I did. And I know I should do it, but I don't do. Why do we act like that? I can't say we, I don't know. Whoever acts like this. Why? This is also lust. Yeah, that's why it comes again back to that point. The whimsical activity is by lust. And how do we know that it's lust? Again, from another verse of Bhagavad Gita, it says that Arjuna is asking, what is that force that makes me do things which I know I should not do? In the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is asking Kṛṣṇa, what is that force that makes me to do things that I know I should not do? Kṛṣṇa replies, it's lust. Yeah? We are like weak in front of that passion, Rajaguna. We become victims, weak. Because if I know I should not do, even if I don't want to do it, still I do. Means that it's like by force. I would actually be very happy not to do it. I agree, yes, I shouldn't. But again I failed. I couldn't. I just couldn't. Yeah? It shows the weakness of ourselves and strength of that passion. It means that passion is influencing us, taking over our life. Yeah? But by knowledge, by applying the knowledge, by detachment and by practice, we can do. Yeah? Because we can actually choose ourselves what guna we want to have with us, what guna we want to associate with. And then we take that sangha of that guna. So that's why we need to understand what is what. Little goodness. No? I'm sure whoever sits here, you should be having goodness in your lives. Otherwise, why would you, for already 50 minutes sitting, some sit even for more than 1 hour, Hindi class also heard, no? Who can sit like this? So some goodness is there. So that means, in that state of goodness, that goodness will allow us to discriminate. We need to learn the symptoms. Today one senior devotee say, like in a war, if there is a war, there is a field of mines, no? Like little bombs. When an enemy steps on that, they are masqueraded, they're hidden, they dug under the ground. When someone steps on them, the explosion comes. So it is the tactic of the war. But apparently the soldiers know by looking at the ground, they know how to see that there is a mine, there is a mine, there is a mine. They can, by symptoms, they can detect and avoid. Yeah? So that's why Bhagavad Gita speaks so much about modes of nature. Even the whole chapter is 3 modes of nature. Then here, later in other chapters, there are also the modes of nature. And even in other chapters which are having a title different, still there are modes of nature. So much about modes of nature that we can learn every single symptom of Rajaguna and Tamaguna and avoid, like a mines in a field. And then we save our life like this. So it's our choice. We can choose. If we notice in our life, no, this I think looks like Tamaguna, not for me. This looks like Rajaguna. I am getting away from that. So in that way, the sattva increases in our life and we become closer and closer and closer to spiritual realization, which is actually Shuddha Sattva. So that is the same sattva but without contamination of material modes. Yeah? That's why Vishnu not get angry when Bhrigu kicks him in the chest. Because it's Shuddha Sattva. No influence of Tama Guna, no influence of Rajaguna. So if we do like that by discrimination, along with devotional service, we elevate ourselves. Because devotional service, the bhakti gives us Shakti. Yeah? Bhakti gives us Shakti. And then we put our own effort to discriminate. Otherwise, for years and years, for lifetimes and lifetimes, we can be covered by the mode and doing some kind of motivated devotional service, mixed devotional service, full of anarthas, full of offenses. All these are actually sprouts of rajas and tamas. Weakness of heart, pratishta, all these kutinati, all these things which are spoils our devotional service, they come from the material nature. And what is material nature? It is 3 modes of it. That's why it said 3 modes of material nature. So this is our task, what we here read today, that we have to regulate our lives. And these regulations are not a punishment. You know, we say, come on, we live in a modern world. No? Different things apply now. Have to be practical. Don't be so fanatic with all these rules, like smarta. Yeah? Sometimes we hear things like that. Whether it's Kali Yuga, Satya Yuga, or whichever yuga, if the bound jiva desires to get free, they have to follow what's given. No matter which yuga you are. No? So like that. But if there is any lack of desire, then the yuga excuse will appear. Oh no, it's Kali Yuga. Everyone is doing like that. In Kali Yuga, we cannot do these things. No. Or someone will say, oh, I'm old. I cannot do any more these things. But are we not hearing that really after 50, you really have to do very seriously? No? So 50 is what, old or young? No? And then, oh no, I'm young. When I will be 50, then I'll do. Then we also hear, now young also you start, 5-year-old you start, from 5 years old you start actually bhakti practice. Independently, before that parents give you, from 5-year-old you yourself do. And then a whole lifetime preparation. So there is no excuse. Okay, old, young, oh, I am in this body, I am in that body. No? Kṛṣṇa says in Bhagavad Gita, any body you are, women, Shudra, Vaishya, if you surrender to me, you attain perfection. There is no excuse of any external situation why we cannot practice bhakti. Why? Why there is no excuse? Why there is no reason that there is somebody who cannot practice? Because, as we discussed in the beginning, this is a nature of the soul. The love for God, prema, is the nature of the soul. The bhakti, the devotional service, is the nature of the soul. So what is a body to do with a soul? Body is body, soul is soul. So who are we, body or a soul? Body? Not the body? Soul. So then for soul is what? What activity is there for soul? Huh? Devotional service. So then, if we are not this body, we are soul. So then it doesn't depend on the bodily situation. Devotional service is for the soul. When you do it, you are on that platform. Huh? Very quickly, very, very quickly. Because, why so quickly? Why bhakti is so powerful? Why it acts so quickly? Because that's the nature. That is the nature. When you are underwater and you can't breathe, it's a big struggle. When you come out, very easily to breathe. Why is not easily breathing underwater? Because it's not natural. Yeah? But when we are out of water, in the air, it becomes natural. So the same like if we souls situate ourselves in bhakti, in devotional service, it's easy because it's natural. It's easy. And why we sometimes think not easy, this rule, that rule, this rule, that rule, too many rules? Because we don't know the knowledge. We don't understand why these rules are there. And also, because we used to so much nectar in the beginning, poison at the end. And now we come to rules, oh, no nectar, already poison immediately coming? Then better I go back to my nectar in the beginning, now little nectar at least I get, as I don't know what at the end will be there, already starting with a poison. But if we have knowledge, we understand that little poison, apparent poison, not even poison, is there in the beginning, and supreme Anand at the end. Thank you very much. Hare Kṛṣṇa, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. If any has any correction or any addition or chastisement or improvement, please, we'll have few minutes. Hare Kṛṣṇa. Question is here. Actually, I didn't even need this laptop.